On today's video, we're going to take a quick look at a property that I'm looking at to either purchase. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how it is to evaluate a deal, make sense, and also understand the rehab numbers, which is your SOW, your scope of work for the total project. You just witnessed one of the neighbors just passed by. She wants to know if I'm going to buy the property because it's a big eyesore. She wants to know if I'm going to gut the whole thing out. So this is why flipping properties and someone like my expertise exists, because somebody has to buy these properties and bring them back up to livelihood and turn it from an ugly duckling to a finished product. So in this video, I'm going to make sure you get an understanding of rehab estimates, roofing, kitchens, flooring, bathroom, baseboards, so you can get a good idea what the numbers look like. All right, so let's go into this video. Stay tuned. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to break down the deal structure, kind of tell you if it makes sense. I'm going to use PropStream to kind of go through all the breakdowns and all the numbers, and then from there, I'm going to put an offer in on it or just the heck with it. But either way, you'll get to see a whole picture of how the evaluation of a deal and if it makes sense. So let's go. House has some foundation cracks, some issues with foundation for sure. Okay, as we go upstairs, you gotta watch out for the thin strips, for the tacks, for the carpet. You gotta make sure you don't step on this. These are the type of things you encounter when you're looking at these properties. These are the type of conditions you're gonna find them in for sure. So this is one of the bedrooms, pretty big. It's actually really good, decent size. Power is still on, that's good. They're airing out the house, which is very smart. This reduces your chance of having mold. Also lets the house breathe because no one's in it. I'm pretty sure the AC is not running, but let's take a quick look. Look at this roof. You can see it has a tarp already on here, on this roof. I'll get it from the outside. The electrical panel here, you have ample space to add in additional breakers. It's labeled all throughout, which is a good thing. This is the bathroom here, long bathroom, nice bathroom too. Look at this, behind the door. That doesn't make any sense. The switch should have been here upon entering, but you gotta go behind the door to get into it. I wonder what this is. Oh, this is for shoe stacks for dirty clothes. Love this, amazing. Let's go into the other bedroom, which is here. Oh, this one's nice. Has a nice little alcove here for homework, and bedroom here as well. Looks good. What I like about this house so far, the windows are in good shape. These are not bad windows at all. They're in really good shape. Nice, decent sized closets throughout. One of the things I noticed right when you come off the entry, there's a door here. And look at this, there's no steps. It almost looks like it's a basement, like another level, which is weird. So that just tells you that how much infill they have to do to raise this house up and build it. So it's sitting on blocks here. Look at that. Oh, the beautiful thing about this slider goes all the way back on both sides. So you can open it up and give it that open feel. Here too, is the same thing. Love that feature. So here's what I was saying about a lot of cracks that's stemming from this. You can see it going all the way around. Look, it goes all the way around. All right, so let's get to the best part of the video, breaking down the numbers, what you guys are here for. The SOW, the scope of work. What is it gonna take to bring this house back up, make it a beautiful house? So this house currently is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,779 square feet. So it's not that big, and it looks like it's big though, how it's chopped up. It does look pretty bigger than what it is on paper, but that's what we have. So let's get into the breaking down all the numbers. You're gonna paint this house on the exterior, fill in some of the cracks, get it back together. A painter is gonna charge you anywhere between $3,000 to $3,500. I'm gonna err on the side of $3,000 because that's what I would pay. So $3,000 on the exterior. I would say $2,500 on the interior. That's not including repairing any drywall work because there's some drywall work in there. That's separate. So we have $3,000 exterior, $2,500 on the interior. Now, what does that consist of? They're gonna paint your walls, your ceiling, your doors, your trim to bring that all up to speed, and your baseboards too. Make sure that's actually included. Sometimes painters will be like, oh, what does it include in painting the whole house? You gotta be very descriptive on what they're painting and what's actually on that scope of work for your painter. Trust me, I've been there before. Next, let's get into floors. Since this house is not that big, generally what I tell people all the time, factor in about $4 a square feet. That includes your material and labor. For this house, we're probably gonna end up spending roughly, I would say, $6,000. I can get it done for $6,000. We're gonna go right on top of the tile, put a luxury vinyl plank that is waterproof, and then put new baseboards in there. I could probably get that done about $6,000. Now the kitchen. Kitchen, it's a decent sized kitchen. You're gonna spend roughly around $10,000. $10,000, that includes your cabinets, your granite, your appliances, your 50/50 sinks, and your faucet. It could go up to about 11,000 depending on who you hire to do the work and install, but that's a safe number, estimate that. Your HVAC, you gotta replace the HVAC. You're gonna spend roughly around $6,500 to, I would say $6,500. $6,500 for the HVAC. Also, you gotta factor in this roof. This roof is leaking, and this tile roof. That's one of the biggest things that I can't really give you a number, but if I had the guesstimate on this right here, if we can remove the tile and put it back to shingle, that'll save us a lot of money, which I know off the top of my head what that probably costs for shingles. Shingles will probably end up costing around, I would say $15,000 to remove that tile and turn it to shingle. Tile could be upwards of $30,000, to be honest with you. We'll say roof, we're gonna convert it back to shingle, $15,000. Now let's cover some of the other stuff that we talked about. The bathrooms on this house, you have 2 of them. I say always budget anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000 per bathroom. That includes your plumbing, your labor for your tile, your tub, your shower inserts, your getting your shower ready to be sealed for tile. So generally, I would say for 2 bathrooms, if you spend $8,000, you're happy and you're excited. So for both bathrooms, that's what I'm budgeting. Now for the drywall work on this house, I'm going to say $1,500 for all the drywall work in this house. And another thing that we gotta bring to your attention is all the light fixtures. All light fixtures on the outside and on the inside. With labor and material, you're probably gonna spend roughly around $1,500 for that. So $1,500 for lighting. I would say some other things that you're gonna have to come up with. There's some things in the front, like landscaping you have to deal with in the back of the house. So I would say landscaping, another $1,500 to cut the grass, get it nicely landscaped, give it a good frontage, curb appeal. That'll be roughly around that price point. The doors, some of the doors are bad. The front door you gotta replace. Some of the room doors are just, so I would say roughly you're gonna spend around $1,000 to buy the doors and install them. One of the best things about this house that I love, you don't have to do anything with the windows. The windows are in great shape. The sliders are in great shape. They're great. You don't have to do anything about it. So it helps tremendously. That's one of the things that's gonna help you. Now you're gonna have some trim work, like that garage, that step down. You're gonna have to build a staircase to get down to there. Check your garage door. We don't know if that's functioning or not. The electrical looks like it's good, but if you have to kind of budget some caution things, I would say for extras, budget an extra $3,000 for anything that might come up extras. Make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into for a house like this. Now this house is in Clermont. They're asking $350,000. I'm gonna give you a breakdown and see if it even makes sense to even buy this house and at what price you should buy it. And if the scope of work, if I miss anything, I'll add it to it. So right now they want $350,000 on the MLS. So currently right now, our total renovation cost is roughly around $59,500. So let's do the numbers. Let's see if this actually makes sense. I'm gonna try to break this down for you in about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna do a lot of these on our YouTube channel, so you get an idea. I wanna make sure that my channel is really geared towards that first, second, third investor, or for someone who really wants to learn this, right? So let's get into it. So if I buy this property for $350,000 and I put roughly, let's round up $60,000 into this, let's look at the comps. So right now what I'm using is PropStream. You're probably seeing this here. I'll leave a link on the bottom of this video if you guys want to get it. Yes, it's an affiliate link, just being fully transparent, but I utilize this to analyze a lot of my deals. And if you're not a realtor, you don't have access to the MLS, this is the perfect tool for you to use. And I'm a licensed realtor and I still utilize this too. So let's look at the details of comparables to this property. So right now this property is about roughly 1,800 square feet, give or take. This is off by 20 square feet. Let's look at what's sold in the market, right? And remember, we're looking at comparable properties. This one is a 3.2. We're finding properties in the same vicinity for 400,000, similar square footage, but it's a 4.2. And let's look at these prices, right? Do we have anything that's over 400,000? Okay, we have this one for 490. Look at the square footage. It's a lot bigger by 200, almost 300 square feet bigger than our property. So if you're looking at price per square foot, this deal does not make sense to buy it at 350,000 and add another 60 into it. You'll be at a negative once you add all the fees associated with it. Now, this is if you're just buying cash in a negative. Imagine you're getting hard money. You're still in a negative. So is this a deal? This is a flop. This is a flop. It's not a good flip. On this particular property, my expert opinion would be on this. My expert opinion only. So I'm looking at the data. There's a 3.2 here. Roughly, it says 500,000, but it says Lake Louisa Road. We could go look in this property and see exactly what stems from this. Even so, right? If this property doesn't really fit it the most, we'll have to see what this comp is here. This is another comp that I would look at here. That's in close proximity. Let's take a quick look into this. Let's go look at these comps and then come back. So let's do this one. Then I'll come back to PropStream. Let's look at the recent one. Where is the one that was at 490? It was in Lake Louisa, 500. This was sold last month. Let's look at this one, right? Let's go look at it and see if it's really a truly comparable property. Then copy and paste here. Let's see what pops up. So the last property I was trying to show you guys, the Lake Louisa, I could not find images of it. So I found a comparable comp, which is a 3.2, but the square footage is a little bit higher. And it sold, this one sold for right around 500,000. They listed it for this price. It's not how much it sold for. Actually, it sold for 500,000. You can see it here on this date of 495. So let's take a look at the pictures real quick and just see if it's comparable. Nothing really fancy, so, and it's not fully updated, so we could argue we could sell our house for the same price, but we don't have the square footage. You know, we're still shy of that. So for me, for this property, I would say, look, if we can get it down to about 310, I know it's $40,000, you guys say, but 310, but hear me out. 310, if I put 60,000 into fixing it, let's just say with incidentals, we're right at, let's just say 70, right? I'm already in 380 with carrying costs. If I'm paying interest on the hard money loan, we can easily bump this up to right up to 420. If you have to add commissions on one side, you're right at 440. So does it make sense? If you can get it, if you can sell the house for 480 in this market, it could make sense if you get it for that price, the 310. But if you don't get it for that price, you can see slowly how everything else adding can creep up to you. I'm gonna leave some stuff on the bottom. I'm gonna leave a link to give you guys some free resources. Click it. You guys want to book a call to hop on, see how we can look at your deal, examine it, and see how we can fund it for you. My name is Gene. I'm a hard money lender, contractor, also an investor. And this is for the first-time investors or even second-time investors, or even someone who had a bad experience. I make this video so you guys can learn and understand how to actually flip a house, because you can flip a house and that house can be converted to a BRRRR. That's just how BRRRR happens. You get in there, you fix it, and then you rent it out. So you can do both. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. See you guys on the next video. I'm out.